PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, C-A-J-U-N, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana, and I've got a treat today. It's an auction recap, but it's the PWCC Vintage Premier Auction Recap, and we're looking at some of the biggest, baddest vintage basketball cards that I have personally ever seen, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to disagree. Some of these prices are absolutely mind-blowing. We've started to see this trend recently. If you watch my channel, you see my PWCC Weekly Recaps that I do on Monday, where some of these 1969, 1972 commons, 1970 commons, PSA 10 high grade, low pop, have been selling for astronomical, like 4x, 8x, 10x, 20x type numbers, historical record highs. We're talking about cards that are almost 80 years old now, 60, 70, 80 years old, and we're more of the same today. The only difference is these aren't commons. These are GOATs. These are Hall of Famers. These are top 75, top 50, top 25 all-time players. So let's get cranking here. I've got screen share as always. Again, just a reminder, when we do the premier auctions, I cannot sort them lowest to highest. I have to sort them by date. It's a small little glitch in the PWCC system that is being worked on. Allegedly, it needs to be fixed. Just a reminder to my guys, they need to fix this up so we can go in order and build to a crescendo, because you guys want to see the best of the best at the end. But it's going to be scattershot as far as values go, but we do have it sorted by date. The first card's a 1957 koozie, and I've looked a lot of these up in Card Ladder. I've got this koozie pulled up, and this is it on your screen right here. $42,000 for this koozie right here. It does have a PWCC A sticker, which makes top 30%. And surprisingly, this thing is not a Grand Slam home run. The card's actually down over the last 2 years. It's only a pop 35. Obviously, it's not the rarest card in the world. 1,500 have been graded. There's never been a PSA 10 graded. Ever. No PSA 10s for the koozie, 1957 koozie rookie. This one sold for $63,000 2 years ago. Remember, that's just after the peak in 2021. It's down from there, which is, pretty common for some cards, but you're going to see some of these cards in this auction have bucked that trend. This is not one of them. So that koozie is significantly down, $13,000 from the last koozie sale. Again, look closer. It might have been a superior copy of the same grade card. Next is a card with a great story. This is the Moses Malone. And so I'm going to show you a tale of two. The Tale of Two Cities was Charles Dickens. This is I guess just an interesting tale. It's almost like a fairy tale. This is the Moses Malone. First of all, Moses Malone, one of the most underrated bigs, maybe one of the most underrated players historically in NBA history. I believe he captured 3 consecutive NBA MVPs, which has only been matched by Larry Bird, and I feel like maybe there was one more, and I should know this. I'm usually a historian, but let's just check it out. This is the Moses. It's a pop 38 in PSA 10, 1975. Okay, so here we go. 38 pop T. Yep. Okay, here we go. The last sale was way down here at 19. This card sold for $34,080. That is a great sign. That's a $15,000 plus jump over the last 6 months. That's big numbers. That's 81% growth. I mean, you're talking about huge numbers. But here's what I'm talking about when I tell you this is a strange fairy tale. Look at these sales. This is actually 2 sales that were averaged. 2 cards sold in the same PWCC auction in March of 2022, which is just over a year ago, 16 months ago, for right at 100 grand. Then it sold again for 90, and then it came all the way back down to 20, and then it ran back up to 43. Then it's come back down to under $20,000, and now it's back up to 34.8. If you just eliminate all the BS in between, it's not out of the question that this is where the card belongs. This is sort of the trend line that you're going to see if you look at most cards from 2019, 2020 to today, especially meaningful cards like this this monster Moses. But Moses was an athletic freak. My dad tells me stories of Moses as a high school basketball player all the time. The Johnny Moore, 21,000. I'm going to show you real quick. Everybody's talking about this card. This is the Johnny Moore over the last year. It's down 22% over the last year. Obviously, if you go back all the time, this one hit 90 as well. It hit $90,000. I was lucky and fortunate to sell mine right there. I think at 43. I think that's my sale. The card last night sold for 21. So interesting card right there. Second lowest pop of any of the base cards in the 1986 Fleer PSA 10 set. So keep that in mind. This is Wes Unseld, and I'm going to do this type of search on a lot of the cards coming up where we look at the highest card ever sold, regardless of year, regardless of grade. We just look at Wes Unseld cards. What's the highest Wes Unseld card that's ever sold in history? Wes Unseld was actually from, I believe, Louisville, Kentucky. Played at University of Louisville. He might not have been from Louisville, but I thought he played at University of Louisville. He was MVP and Rookie of the Year in his rookie season, which does not happen very often. I've got Wes pulled up. There's his PSA 10. Guess what? It's a pop 1. This is the all-time history of that card. 7 years ago, it was $12,000. Today, it's $111,000. So somebody made a Ferrari. That's $100,000. Not a Ferrari, sorry. Somebody made a Tesla. That's $100,000 jump in 7 years. Pretty impressive. If we go to sales history, this is what I was doing with some of the other guys, and we just look at the highest selling Wes Unseld cards of all time and sort by price. The highest ever paid was another Pop 1 Wes from 1972, of course non-rookie, for $17,000. So this is basically 6x, 6 times the highest price ever paid for any Wes Unseld card in history. Pretty impressive. Rick Barry, let's look it up. This is his rookie card. Rick Barry was a big time scorer of the basketball. $40,800 for his rookie PSA 10 from 1971. Here it is. It's a pop 10. I've got the all-time sales of this card. Steady. Little 4-figure card. And then all hell breaks loose in 2021. But unlike the Moses, this card continues to rise. And so 29,000 in 2021. Now we're up here to 40,000 last night. It did have a PWCC A sticker, the weakest of the PWCC stickers, but those stickers do matter, especially to vintage collectors who are trying to win set registries and they just want the cleanest, most perfect copies of the PSA 10s that they could possibly find. That's a huge sale, a huge, humongous jump for that Rick Barry card. The last one, like I said, October of 2021, 28,000. That's a $12,000 jump. That's huge. A Wilt PSA 7 does $10,200. I can't look them all up, sorry. Happy Hairston PSA 10. That's a pop 1 as well. Happy Hairston's not a common. He played on those great Laker teams. $3,150. An autograph Russell, PSA 3, DNA autograph Russell. I think it's, rookie auto, does $9,600. The Topps Bird Magic PSA 9 does $16,200, which is kind of right on the number, just trust me. This Jerry West, 1969 tall boy, not a rookie, right? We know rookie, Jerry West rookie is 1961 Fleer with Oscar and Wilt and those fellas. But this 69 tall boy PSA 10 is a pop 1. And we've seen recently what happens when you have pop 1 tall boys from 1969 Topps. They break records, and so this Jerry West sells for $180,000 last night. Let me see. There it is. Here's just every Jerry West card that's ever sold. Ignore the first one because that was at the peak of hysteria in the hobby, and that's in a complete unopened box of 1961 Fleer. We're talking about just the Jerry West card. This more than doubled the highest price ever paid for any Jerry West card, and you're looking at copy after copy after copy of his 61 Fleer rookie in PSA 9. So 78, 84, 87, and then this non-rookie 69, I guess this would be his second year, well, his second licensed card in 1969 goes for $180,000. The last time this card sold was, I think, never. So that is a humongous sale. $180,000 for that one. And then the big winner last night and the talk of the town, the card that everybody's talking about, the Pistol, right? If you're from Louisiana, I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where Pistol kind of sowed his seed. That's what she said. Laid his foundation. That's what he said. Grew his roots. The Pistol was an absolute fixture here at the Cow Palace in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and went well. You can't go viral back then, but anybody and everybody knew who he was. He just played basketball differently, and the fact that he was white did not hurt his status and the hysteria surrounding him. But Pistol and the Pistol Pete and Press Maravich kind of took Louisiana, took Baton Rouge by storm, and to this day, legends. If you think Joe Burrow is a big deal in Baton Rouge, just ask some old people down here about Pistol Pete, and they've all got stories about stuff he did at LSU. Also had a good NBA career. Obviously, it didn't replicate what he did in college, but here you go. All time. Cards never sold. It's a pop 2. It is a 0.05% gem rate. There's been 3,800, 4,600 graded. There's 2 gems. That is a pretty small gem rate. Never been graded a 10 by Beckett. If we just search the name Pete Maravich, the last 2 sales before this are not Pete Maravich cards, so ignore those 2 lines right here. Those are boxes. We're going to go back to memory lane in February of 2022 for the highest selling Pete Maravich card in history. Get this, it was $86,000. Last night, this absolute monster goes for, are you sitting down, $552,000. Yes, 1/2 of $1 million. I am not, I don't think it's a reach to say that last night, if you had unlimited money, you could have pushed into becoming one of the greatest vintage card collectors in the world if you could have just spread your money out through this auction. Think about this. You could have picked up the greatest Pete Maravich rookie card of all time, the best in 69 Topps Jerry West of all time, the best Wes Unseld Pop 1 rookie of all time, the Happy Hairston 72 PSA 10, the best Rick Barry rookie in the world, the best Moses Malone rookie in the world, one of the best Kuzi PSA 8s in the world. Just go down the list of what you could have picked up, and we're not done because, by the way, the best Artist Gilmore card in the world, his rookie from 1972 top sells for $19,200 last night. The Arnzen, I have no idea who that is. I know who Arizin is, but I don't know who Arnzen is. I've never heard of this guy in my entire life. Maybe I should have, but just gauging by what he looks like, I don't know how good he could have been. He's a Pop 1. That goes $31.50. The Oscar 69 Topps Tall Boy, again, his rookie 61 Fleers. This is 8 years later. $186,000. $186,000. That is significantly higher than the highest ever sold 7 years ago. That was a $15,000 sale on the PWCC Weekly. Today, it's $186,000. You are getting into Ferrari territory there. A 9.5 Jordan sticker does $82.50, so nobody's thinking that's going to cross to a PSA 10, obviously, or it would sell for a hell of a lot more than that. We've got another Jerry West. This is the 1970 Jerry West. It does $78,000 last night. The George Mikan 6.5 SGC. This is not in Card Ladder. They don't have SGC sales in Card Ladder. But what I did do is I figured SGC 6.5. Let's look at the PSA 5s. Let's look at the PSA 6s. Could it convert or cross over to a PSA 7? Sure, I guess it's possible because it's a damn good looking 6.5, and it's got the very, very, very rare top 5% S for superior sticker. And I'll be honest with you, look, I'm going to click into this one. That's not what was supposed to happen. That did not work. Let's go back. Okay, for some reason that did not work, and I don't know what's happening. Nope, I don't know. Something's broken there. That link is definitely not working. I just got Pokemon, which I don't know anything about. 48 Bowman, Mikan's rookie, SGC 6.5. Let's go back and look at the PSA 5. That's a $12,000, $15,000 card. The PSA 6, you're talking about a $12,000 to $13,000 to $15,000 card. The PSA 7 is where it really jumps. Now you're talking about a $30,000 card. So, again, last night somebody pays $18,600 for a 6.5. If this thing can cross to a PSA 7, you're talking about a humongous win. Maybe somebody who just collects vintage and SGC. I don't know, and it's just conjecture, but do you guys think that could cross to a PSA 7? It is a damn good looking. The color in the registry looks awesome. The centering isn't perfect, but what 48 Bowman Mikans are, I don't know, man. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that thing could cross. And even if it crosses to a PSA 6, you may have lost a few $1,000, but if you try a couple times and it crosses to a 7, you're talking about big money and a big gain there, and you're talking about having one of the nastiest Mikans in the world. It's Pop 42 in PSA 7. That's where it starts to get a little bit crazy. There are only 24, 28, 29 better Mikans than a PSA 7, and we know that there's 110 out there, and there's a lot of conjecture about what that would sell for. PSA 7, 10 for the auto, in-person autograph, Bird Magic, Doc, 7,200. Nate Thurman, also another historic Hall of Famer, great, one of the greatest of all time. Nate played for the San Francisco Warriors, now Golden State Warriors. $114,000 for that Nate Thurman. The highest selling Nate Thurman card of all time, you got it, last night on July 6th. $114,000. Gee, it's only 11x the highest price ever paid for any Nate Thurman card card in history, and that is a Pop 1 as well. Willis Reed, same thing. Get on board. The Pop 1 PSA 10 train is still going. Willis Reed, 69 tall boy, $150,000. Let's do the same trick with Willis Reed. Nope, I don't have Willis Reed pulled up, but I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and guess that's the highest price ever paid for a Willis Reed card by some magnitude. In fact, let's look at, because Willis deserves that too. Let's go Willis Reed, boom, highest price ever, $150,000 last night. Before that, it was his 72 Topps PSA 10, which sold for $40. So, 3.5x the highest price ever sold for a Willis Reed. We got a Doc rookie PSA 9 that does $21,000. It's pretty bad when I'm having to skip through Doc PSA 9 rookies when there's only like 3 PSA 10s out there, I think, or something like that. Let's look at this one though. This is an interesting one. It's a PSA 8 Russell, which is a huge grade. It is a PWCC A sticker, which really matters to those vintage collectors out there that are buying on PWCC. And by the way, now's a great time to mention I have an affiliate link if you're looking to buy cards like these that you're looking at on PWCC. Click into my YouTube description. In the top right corner, just click on the link. It says PWCC. If you buy under that link and save that as your favorites on your computer, and when you use a PWCC and you buy a PWCC, you use my link, I actually get a cut. Which sounds bad, but it's a one way for you to support the Cajun Cardboard channel so you can keep getting these videos on a weekly basis. No subscription fees, no ads in the middle. I didn't sell out to YouTube, no Patreon monthly subscription fees. I'm bringing you these auctions for free, and so that's one way that you can help support the channel without coming out of pocket money, is by buying on PWCC these magnificent cards like you're seeing. Also, if you're selling on PWCC or even putting cards into your vault, please use the promo code Cajun, all caps, CAJUN. Let's keep going. Bill Russell, PSA 8, $120,000 for that one with the sticker. Here it is, shockingly down. That really surprised me that we see so many cards that are shattering, demolishing records. This Bill Russell PSA 8 with the PWCC sticker is the lowest sale of the last 7. That didn't make sense to me. Maybe some expert vintage collector out there knows something I don't know, whether it's the registry or the detail in the card, because the centering looks awesome. It looks like a PSA 8 to me. Maybe the picture's a little fuzzy, the registry they call that. I don't know. Somebody let me know in the comments, because like I said, I am not an expert on vintage cards or on Bill Russell cards. So let us know in the comments if there's any rhyme or reason to maybe why this Bill Russell card has nosedived. Since if we go back to December of 2021, $230,000, we're almost at half price discount, and it had a PWCC sticker. Even looking at the last sale, like, it really surprises me that 7-8 months later, the card's down $25,000 for what looks to me to be an exceptional copy. An SGC 9 Kareem does $69,000. Michael Jordan, this card has an interesting story that I just heard over the phone. I can't share it, but it's very interesting. $40,800 for this Michael Jordan BGS 9.5. I've looked that one up. This is all over the place. There is nothing to glean from looking at this. It's a Min Gem, but it does have a PWCC E sticker, which is that middle sticker, so a premium there. Again, I don't see PSA crossing any 9.5s to PSA 10s. There's just too much snobbery going around. No offense, Nat, but I don't think many cards cross either direction. PSA 10s are not getting BGS 10s. BGS 9.5s are not getting, at least not Min Gems, are not getting PSA 10s. It's just a tough road to hoe if you're thinking you're going to cross a 9.5 to a 10. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's just not likely. And then we got a 5.5 and a 6 Russell. The 5.5 Russell, and this is where vintage people are so much smarter. A 5.5 Russell with a PWCC sticker that, honest to God, does look better than the PSA 6 over here on the left, sells for $10,000 more. It's a superior card. I know it, and I'm not even a vintage collector. I can look at the cards and tell you it's exceptional. And then Walt Clyde Frazier here, a PSA 10 from 1969, a Pop 1, a rookie, a New York Knicks legend, along with Earl the Pearl, who I was named after, hand held high and very proudly. Earl the Pearl Monroe. My middle name is Monroe. $252,000. That is $250,000 for a Walt Frazier. The highest selling Walt Frazier card of all time before last night was $62,000. So Walt went from a BMW to a Bugatti overnight. $252,000. So again, was I lying? Was last night's vintage premiere auction not bananas? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I am not a huge vintage collector, but I do love looking at the cards. I can appreciate the NBA history because I am an NBA historian. And I know many of you guys are as well. A lot of people are probably looking to get into the vintage market, probably not quite at this level in the PSA 10 range where everything's a pop 1 or pop 2, but there's some fun cards in vintage, and it's never a bad idea to sprinkle a little money in some of these blue chip cards from the 50s and 60s and even the 70s. And apparently now 86 Fleer is considered vintage because we saw the Johnny Moore and the Michael Jordan in here for some reason. Although I personally would not consider that vintage. I stop it at 1980, but I know to each his own. Anyway, as always, hope you guys have a great weekend. You're watching this on a Friday. Keep collecting. Oh, by the way, if you're still watching, the MJ Hierarchy Project, there's been a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of buzz. It's a big deal. I put in hundreds of hours on this project with the help of some really good Jordan collectors. I've got Josh Dawson coming on the show. Chris McGill's coming on the show. Nat Turner has already come on the show. Those episodes, I did the intro episode this week on a Wednesday. The actual first episode where we dig into Tier 1 and we talk about the 27 best, 27 of the best Michael Jordan cards from the 90s starts Monday. And you're going to get 3 videos next week with Josh Dawson and Nat Turner where we talk about Tier 1 and Tier 2. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon for notifications so you know when those MJ Hierarchy videos come out. I won't get to the Golden Weekly Top 23 Jordans today. I just won't. I've got too much to do, and I'm still trying to wrap up the MJ Hierarchy project because the pack odds are a pain in the ass, and there's over 350 cards. That's a lot of cards. So thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Peace.